Gotcha. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel for another vlog. It is Saturday, October 4th, and we have a fun vlog coming up for you today. I am doing a Q&A for you guys, which I'm really excited about. And as you guys just saw, I did another Physique update for you because I haven't done like a full one in 2 or 3 weeks. So yes, I did my check-ins for my coach yesterday. I'm officially 7 weeks post-show, which crazy. And the fact that it's October, I have no idea where this year has gone. But check-in went really well. This past week was the first week of essentially like a big carb increase that my coach pushed through. I'm pretty sure I filled you guys in on that last week. Yes, when I was talking about the essentially like reverse dieting and post-show phase. So yeah, my calories are now up to 2,400 on my like lowest training days. And then what is it, like 27 or 2,800 on my high carb day. And then I also still get my refeed meal once a week. And so calories for that day are 3,100. And my body has responded really well this week. Essentially my weight is pretty much stayed the same, right around 130 to 131. I was in New Jersey earlier this week for work. I've been traveling so much, like literally the last 10 weeks, I've had, I think it was like 8 or 9 trips total between work trips, my 3 different shows, and then my husband and I took some trips as well. I am pooped. I'm worn out from traveling. We are done with traveling for the next 5 weeks. And then I have to go to St. Louis again for work. However, I am so happy literally to be home for the next 5 weeks. Blessed. So yes, was still able to stay on track, packed my food and everything, got my training in, all that good stuff, as you guys know, as I always do. But I'm really happy to be back home and filming a Q&A for you guys. So I put up a Q&A box on my Instagram. I also did one a bit ago as well because I was thinking about doing a Q&A a bit ago. Didn't end up filming it, ended up filming something else. So I have a couple other questions compiled and whatnot. But like I mentioned a couple of videos ago, I do want to do more periodic Q&As because I love answering questions for you guys and helping you guys out in your journeys and what you're wondering about. Or I don't know if you just want to know other stuff about me that I haven't blabbered on about. So for future Q&As, please drop questions down in the comments below and then I can compile those and do another one soon as well. But yes, I think those are kind of the main updates. Today I am doing some leg training as well, so that'll be fun. I'm gonna see if I can get some clips for you guys of that. But yeah, the main focus of this video is gonna be a nice fun Q&A. So let's get into it. Oh, also, before I get into the Q&A, I have to say, make sure you guys like, share, comment, subscribe, and have your notification bell rung because otherwise YouTube won't let you know when I upload new videos. And liking and commenting, it doesn't put more of my videos in your algorithm, but it helps push my content to other people similar to you that would enjoy my content. So I would very, very much appreciate if you guys support this channel. We are almost up to 500 subscribers. I'm like 34 away right now from 500. So please help me get there, help this channel grow. If you enjoy the content and enjoy everything that I'm putting out, it means the world to me. So with that, let's get into this Q&A. All right, first question I feel like is a little bit of a quicker hitter. Would you rather never have to eat or eat as much as you want? Macros are perfect for both. So you don't have to worry about the nutrition, but would I rather never have to eat or eat essentially like as much as I want? And for me, I definitely would rather be able to eat as much as I want because I'm somebody where my metabolism, I don't have like the super fast metabolism, and I can't eat anything that I want. In previous off seasons, I've had to watch my caloric intake, especially with my refeed meals, as I mentioned in the last video, because I don't have a problem putting on weight. I can put on weight like nobody's business. It's the cutting down part for me that's a little bit more challenging. So yeah, I would definitely want to be able to eat whatever I want. Okay, next question. What does your husband think about 17th century socialization of German-speaking militaries? This was a question asked by my husband. Not a serious question. And also not a question that I can answer. So Kyle, you can answer your own question on that because I have no idea. But he's a huge history buff and also knows where like every single country in the entire world is. And I am not good at either of those. I am very good at bodybuilding and bodybuilding related topics, and then also accounting and essentially like gap guidance and everything accounting and auditing standards and whatever. That's my bread and butter. History, geography, nope, not happening. Next question. What did judges look for in the side pose? So this is somebody who she's like a soon to be figure competitor. So I'm assuming she is talking about in the figure side pose, which essentially is the one where you kind of turn the side like this. And long story short, I mean, for figure in general, we're looking for the X frame. So wide shoulders, small waist, and then bigger legs. So it's the same thing if you turn it from the side, essentially. So judges want to see essentially your small tapered waist. Then as you turn to the side and this arm comes out like this, you want to see essentially that X shape from your lat being flared, the shoulder cap up top, then coming down into that small waist taper, and then essentially having that nice curve with the glute, and that creates that same X shape and balance. And then again, yeah, upper body, you want to see width from essentially shoulder to shoulder, nice cap shoulders, bigger arms, but not overpowering your physique or your shoulders. And then legs, stand up a little bit. You essentially want to see like the hamstring drop on the side there, and then the glute development, and ideally some nice calves. You won't necessarily see that on my physique, but we're getting there. Okay, next question. Why can women put on more muscle than a lot of men can nowadays? I feel like I'm not sure if that's actually true, and maybe that's just something this person feels like anecdotally, that they see a lot more women with a lot more muscle than men, but men actually have the higher genetic propensity to put on muscle and grow that muscle tissue versus women. From a biological standpoint, our bodies want us to have a little bit higher set point of like body fat, because again, just for reproductive health, that's literally necessary in order to have children and make sure that they are healthy. So from that standpoint, women's bodies actually, we don't hold more muscle naturally, and we don't build muscle as easily. And that's also supported by the fact that testosterone in women and women's testosterone levels are much lower than men. Like the typical range for female testosterone is between like, I think 30 to 75 or 100 or so is our range of what's considered like normal or in range, versus men, I think it's maybe like 250 to 300 up to like 900 or something like that. And don't quote me on this because I'm pulling this out of my brain. But essentially, yes, men have a ton more testosterone, less estrogen. Women, it's the opposite. We have higher estrogen, lower testosterone, which that, among many other factors, contribute to men being able to put on more size and gain more muscle easier than it is for women. So I think it might just be an anecdotal thing. Your feed might just have a lot of muscular women on it. I don't know. Next question. How do you best handle post-show hunger and cravings? Well, this is also timely because in my last video last week, I went over, I feel like, a lot of those kind of key things on how to manage post-show, including hungers and cravings. But maybe just like a couple other things that I didn't touch on last week. In terms of hunger, I would say it's a mental game. And as you're transitioning into that post-show phase, I mentioned this a little bit last week, of getting your mind into like how you're going to execute your reverse in your post-show phase, maybe 3 weeks before you're even done with prep, so you can kind of start thinking ahead and getting prepared for that. And then really when prep ends, treat it like you're still in prep for at least the next 3 to 4 weeks. So the first 3 to 4 weeks of your off season, treat that like you're still in prep, because those are the most crucial weeks to make sure that you're executing on your plan and making sure that you're following through to minimize fat gain and maximize growth and maximize your metabolic, essentially, upregulation of your metabolism through increasing food and decreasing cardio and getting your hormones back in check. So you kind of have to expect that you're going to be hungry. And when I say you're going to be hungry, you're actually probably going to be more hungry than you were in prep, unfortunately, because again, as soon as you start feeding the body and that metabolism starts kicking up, it's going to say, ooh, but your body's going to be like, oh my gosh, I love this. Give me more carbs and whatever, but you have to do it at that slow, kind of controlled rate. So with that, you kind of have to tell your hunger to buzz off and mentally manage to that. Some things too that are good to do of managing hunger, managing cravings and whatnot post-show that I do is focusing on having the higher volume of food. So when it comes to your carb choices, say you can have rice or potatoes. Well, your white rice is going to digest a lot quicker compared to your potatoes that are going to have a lot more volume to them. And it has a lot more fiber as well. So it's going to actually keep you fuller longer. So kind of doing swaps like that, or, creamer rice versus oatmeal. Oatmeal is going to stick in your stomach for longer. Same thing of like rice cakes or oatmeal. More so of like complex versus simple carbs, if you can go more towards like those complex carbs. And then also incorporating a lot of veggies as well, because veggies are going to be high volume for very minimal calories. And again, post-show, you do have a little bit more flexibility, whereas like prep, it's, every single one of your variables and anything that you're putting into your body has to be accounted for and should be in accordance with the plan. Post-show, there is a little bit more flexibility in terms of like, okay, if you have an extra cup of broccoli or zucchini or something like that, if your coach is fine with it, which mine is, then that can also help you feel more satiated and just make you feel like you're eating more food as well. But yeah, drinking lots of water, and then also some low calorie hacks too. So for me, at the end of the night, I love having the little sugar-free Jell-O cup things, because there's only 10 calories in there. And so it's like a little treat at the end of the night where, I finish my last meal, and if I'm like, oh man, I really want to eat more food, then I just have something like a Jell-O cup, and that's 10 calories, and it helps me feel like I'm eating more, but just doesn't have the calories along with it. And as you guys have seen, the way that my reverse diet has been going, it's well worth it. So it is a little bit more, not of suffering, but dealing with the uncomfortable feeling of being hungry for the reward of being able to optimize your post-show phase. And then next question, it just says nutrition and balance, which I feel like kind of goes along with this a little bit. General rule: 1, if you're not competing and you're not doing like competitive bodybuilding, you do have a lot more flexibility in general. And I would say like the 85-15 rule of like 85% of the time, eat the clean, nutrient dense foods and whole foods. And then the other 15% of the time, like that's when you can kind of have some of those more processed foods or, snacks or treats or whatever, just to kind of work those in. Similar of like in just like an improvement phase, that is the time that you have a little bit more flexibility of like, you can use some low calorie sauces on your food or make some swaps of like, okay, today I'm gonna have a bagel instead of oatmeal or what have you, just to be able to like have a little bit more flexibility in that. But essentially it is about balance, and I would not recommend trying to be 100% on the plan, only eating whole foods throughout your whole entire life. Like that's just not sustainable. So you have to find what's going to be sustainable and enjoyable, and you have to enjoy your food. So make sure you're eating food that you enjoy and like to eat, and make your food taste good. Add seasonings, add those sauces, add, whatever, like the little things here and there, or try different ways of like cooking food. If your chicken always comes out dry and you always put it in the oven, try making it in the crock pot or the air fryer or something like that too. Just get creative and find those ways that you can essentially, oh wow, brain fart. Finding the ways that you can make it sustainable. There we go. Over time, because it has to be, again, sustainable and enjoyable for you to be able to stick with it. Otherwise, you're just going to be miserable, and life is too short to be miserable and only eating chicken and broccoli every single day. So next, this question's for Dr. Indy. We love Dr. Indy. She says, mindset on how you stay so positive. I love that question. Mindset and positivity in general, honestly, is something that I really had to work at. It's taken years and years, and I didn't realize how negative my mind used to be until I really started changing it and working on that actively. Your brain has neural pathways that can be either reinforced for positive thinking or reinforced for negative thinking. And essentially, the more you do one or the other, the easier it's going to be to either think negatively or think positively. And at the end of the day, how we think is a habit and something that we can train our brains of how we're interpreting the world around us. Another thing too is we control what we focus on. And if you just sit back and look at your life and you're like, okay, what am I focusing on? If you're focusing on everything that's going wrong or everything that could go wrong, well, yeah, of course you're going to feel negative, and your mindset is going to be negative because your brain is then just going to be reinforced of only looking for the negative things or the threats out there that 99% of the time don't even happen, versus if you train your brain to find the positives and also appreciating the little things is huge. It's the same thing of like, you're working towards, say, like a bodybuilding show, and some people just focus on this end goal of the bodybuilding show, and it's like they just put everything on show day, and then if show day doesn't go how they want it to, then it just kind of ruins everything that they've expected, and it's a negative experience. Versus if you focus on the day-to-day journey and the wins throughout the process, and you acknowledge that and appreciate that and recognize yourself for that, you're going to have so much more enjoyment out of your bodybuilding journey. It's the same thing, like your day-to-day life. You have to find the little things that are going well, the things that you're grateful for. I mean, there's so many things that we take advantage for on a day-to-day basis that if you just kind of slow down and think about, I'm so lucky to have like this beautiful home, food on my table, the fact that I can go to the gym, the fact that I have an able body to do my workout. It's amazing, just the things that we can overlook on a day-to-day basis. And the other thing too is, how are we defining the things that we are focusing on? Because again, you can find the silver lining in literally anything that happens and anything in life, but you have to be willing to actually like seek that out and find it, because sometimes it might not be in front of you, but there's always a lesson to be learned. There's always something positive that you can take out of it. So it's really, how are you defining everything around you, and are you finding the positive things in there? And the last thing is, okay, so something negative happens. Like, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to dwell on it? Are you going to let it hold you back from future opportunities? Or are you going to be like, you know what? I learned from that. I grew from that. Here's how I can take that and move forward and put the rest behind me and take the lessons and apply it going forward. So a couple just little anecdotes. Again, I love like the mindset and just mental motivation stuff. So yeah, that's been something that's been really, really rewarding for me as well, of just learning how to find the positives in life. And I feel like I enjoy life a lot more because of that. Okay, so this one just says men's classic physique posing. So I think this might be like a request essentially for me to maybe do some like tips or like go through men's classic posing, which I can definitely do in a future video. So if that's something that you guys would like to see me do or like to see like a little series on, definitely let me know in the comments below. I love doing the men's classic posing. I've said this many times on my channel. The men's classic, the men's bodybuilding, the women's physique posing, that's all so fun to me because you get to display your body as an art and put that into choreographing a whole routine and being able to really express yourself versus, the other divisions when we're on stage, it's just a little bit shorter of a time. You don't get to pick your own song. So you just don't have as many liberties to be able to really like express yourself and show the artistic side of bodybuilding. Okay, and I think I'm going to end the Q&A on this one because this is another one that I really like. How does it feel to come this far with everything you do and love? Honestly, it still doesn't feel real. It's been a whirlwind. I mean, even just like these past 6 years or so that I've done bodybuilding, it's literally transformed me from the inside out in terms of my confidence, in terms of what I feel like as a person I can accomplish. I now feel like, and I know that anything that I want to achieve in life, I can get it if I put my mind to it. And if it's something that I truly believe in and believe in myself of doing, I'm going to achieve it. Like there's nothing that's going to stop me. And that is just such a powerful feeling, kind of like looking at the trajectory of my life. The possibilities are endless. And that's also what I love about just bodybuilding and setting goals for yourself, is that there's really no ceiling, or you shouldn't put a ceiling on yourself, because as soon as you reach the top of one level, okay, well then you just leveled up and now you have a whole new ceiling above you there to chase. So that's something that's super motivating for me, whether it's, again, bodybuilding, whether it's relationships, whether it's my professional career in accounting, posing coaching, being a sponsored athlete, like all of these things, I just pour everything that I have into literally everything that I do. Like I only have one speed and I only do things one way, and that's 100%. So it's just something that's, I get so much fulfillment and reward out of all of that stuff. And similar with like this YouTube channel, I'm so happy that I started it. And again, it was because Andrea Shaw, Miss soon to be 6-time Miss Olympia, Miss Bodybuilding Olympia, back December 2024, told me, hey, Paige, I think you should start a YouTube channel and I think you should vlog your whole prep to your pro debut. And when she told me that, I was like, yeah, it sounds like a great idea. I've been wanting to do a YouTube channel for literally the last probably 8 years, but I either was too scared to start one, or the last couple years, I'm like, I just don't have time. And so her giving me that push to essentially start this YouTube channel, and then me being able to actually do it successfully during prep and now after, it's been tremendously rewarding. And I have so much fun editing these videos, seeing all the comments that you guys put on the videos too. And literally any time that I hear of your videos are so helpful, they motivate me, they get me through cardio, I learned so much from it, or I didn't know that, or I just, love having somebody else that I can watch go through their bodybuilding journey. It means the world to me, especially because I know bodybuilding is such a niche sport and not everybody has the community around them that are supportive of them doing bodybuilding, or that they can relate to with it. And so any way that I can just connect with you guys and make you feel like we're all friends and we're all just supporting each other, I freaking love that. It's just, I chills. Yes. So I love you guys so much. And this whole journey has been incredible. honestly, I still can't believe I'm a pro. But I actually put up an Instagram post this past week. I took a picture after, I think it was back day, and I looked at the picture and I'm like, wow, like I actually look like a pro. And so now I'm kind of feeling like I'm getting to this point where I am starting to look like a pro. I feel like a pro inside and out. And a lot of times too, you know, we have these big goals in our life and we get scared and, you know, we're like, looking at myself, you know, before I got my pro card, like, am I crazy? Like, I can't get a pro card. Like, that's nuts. What the hell? But you just keep working at it and living the life that's aligned with your goals. So for me, I wanted to get my pro card. So I lived every day like a pro. And I would ask myself, what would a pro do? Or WWPD. Living your life in accordance with your goals is going to get you there. Like it may take 5, 10, 15 years. But if you want something bad enough, if you believe in it, and if you're willing to work for it, you're going to get there. So that's also why I wanted to start this and share more of my journey, because I want to show you guys too how no matter how big your goals are, how scary they are, you can do them. And this is your sign to go after it. If there's something that you've been, you know, keeping on the back burner, whether it's starting a YouTube channel or starting bodybuilding or doing a bodybuilding show, or it doesn't matter what it is, just start. Like there's no perfect time to start. So just start and you'll get there. I promise. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this Q&A. And now let's get into some leg day training with my husband. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the Q&A and the clips of the leg day training and everything. As I said before, make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you can come back and see me for future videos. And let me know down in the comments what you want to see in future videos and if you enjoy these Q&A style videos as well. But yes, thank you so much for stopping by for another video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!